Beneficial values can develop when living in challenging environments. By me, Jaden Shah. You may encounter many defeats, but you may not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter defeat so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it. The words of Maya Angelou serve as a constant reminder to never give up, because adversity is an unavoidable element of life that everyone faces at some point. However, the kind and degree of these adversities can vary greatly depending on an individual's surroundings and circumstances. Adversity such as loss, poverty, and racism can be pervasive for people who live or grow up in problematic areas. While these difficulties may appear intimidating and insurmountable, they may also stimulate the development of valuable traits such as resilience, adaptability, and empathy. Despite the difficulties that come with living in challenging situations, the experience of overcoming adversity may offer individuals valuable life skills and a unique viewpoint that can benefit both themselves and society as a whole. By going through loss, individuals can develop adaptability that can help them navigate the inevitable changes in life. Migrant Mother by Dorothy Lange, an American documentary photographer and photojournalist, is a picture from the stimulus that depicts the pain of loss in the Great Depression. Amidst their losses, many individuals were able to adapt to the unforeseen circumstances of the Great Depression by cutting back on expenses and being self-sufficient. According to the Franklin D. Roosevelt Presidential Library and Museum, at the height of the Depression in 1933, 24.9% of the nation's total workforce, 12,830,000 people, were unemployed. Wage income for workers who were lucky enough to have kept their jobs fell 42.5% between 1929 and 1933. This loss was devastating. People even had to sell their houses for money. But the people had to do what they could to survive. These people and their children went through immense suffering in these times, but it allowed them to learn and adapt. The motto of the Depression era, use it up, wear it out, or make do without. And according to History.com, a company with collection of articles written by historians, researchers, and writers with expertise in various fields of history, many tried to keep up appearances and carry on with life as close to normal as possible while they adapted to the new economic circumstances. This shows how the families adapted to their lack of money and resources and made do with what they had. By experiencing loss, one can become adaptable, which will help them overcome future obstacles and live a more fulfilling life. Experiencing poverty can foster resilience in individuals as they learn to maintain tenacity, grit, and a steadfast resolve, refusing to be beaten by the challenging circumstances that arise from their lack of money to meet basic needs. The poverty-stricken Haitians have to be resilient and adopt new strategies to be successful in facing a constantly changing environment, as shown in the aftermath of the 2010 earthquake in Haiti. Michelle Montaz, a Haitian journalist and former spokesperson for the UN Secretary General Kofi Ban Ki-moon, reported in the stimulus that since the day after the earthquake, youth from even the most disadvantaged areas demonstrated Haitian resilience in that they returned to places where they expected to find survivors to help recover survivors or remains of the deceased. Haitians were able to influence and inspire each other to stay strong during tough times due to the resilience they were conveying to one another in the community. With limited resources to protect individuals living in poverty, resilience is an essential protective factor. According to a study pertaining to resilience to urban poverty by Anne E. Sanders and others with the Australian Research Centre for Population Oral Health, odds of retaining 20 or more teeth were 3 times as likely among adults with resilience versus more vulnerable adults. Children of caregivers with resilience had a lower incident rate of non-eradicated tooth decay at 18 to 24-month follow-up compared with other children. Having healthcare amongst poverty is a prevalent issue that many people face in our society today. Yet the character of staying resilient helps people find alternative ways to prevent illness and manage symptoms. In conclusion, poverty can be seen as a potential source of resilience as individuals learn to persevere in the face of adversity and develop the capacity to overcome obstacles throughout their life. While social and cultural factors such as racism and discrimination can cause stigma, can be painful, they can also build empathy and understanding towards others who have experienced discrimination. In fact, a study by Matteo Forgiarini, who works at the University of the Studies of Milano's Bicocca Department of Psychology, and others investigated the existence of a racial bias in the emotional reaction to other people's pain and its linked with implicit racial biases. Within the study, it is found that witnessing the pain of others can activate the same brain networks as experiencing pain firsthand, leading to an increased empathy and pro-social behavior. Witnessing or experiencing discrimination can increase an individual's understanding of the experience of marginalized groups, leading to increased empathy and a desire to help. In my personal experience, seeing an Indian boy being bullied by Caucasian boys in the park brought back memories of similar experience I had faced and how I felt helpless and frustrated in the moment. I remember the times when I was singled out and bullied by my peers simply because of my ethnic background, and they made me feel like I didn't belong. Witnessing the same thing happen to someone else was a harsh reminder of the struggles that so many people continue to face on a daily basis. My empathy for the boy led me to stand up for him, and this empathy can enable us to combat discrimination, understand others' experiences, and create a better future for generations to come. How I felt is backed by a study by David L. Newman, head of the School of Applied Psychology at Griffith University. This study tested whether people had different empathy responses towards individuals of different ethnicities in positive and negative situations, and found that in negative situations, participants rated their empathy towards same ethnicity targets higher than towards different ethnicity targets. This shows that seeing someone similar to you in a negative scenario feels more personal and more like you have to do something about it. In conclusion, experiencing social and cultural stigmas, while potentially harmful, can also build empathy and understanding towards marginalized groups and ultimately promote positive change in society. Some may view this argument as a form of victim blaming, suggesting that people who have experienced loss, poverty, or discrimination should be grateful for those traumatic experiences because they have made them more resilient, adaptable, or empathetic. This can be insensitive and dismissive of the real pain and suffering these experiences can cause. Nonetheless, these individuals would not be the strong individuals they are today without having gone through these tough times. It's through conquering these challenges that they are able to live to tell the story and pass on valuable life lessons to their peers and future generations. True empathy and advice cannot be expressed until one experiences these specific hardships firsthand. Thomas Corley, a motivational global speaker, best-selling author, lecturer, and media contributor who studied wealthy and poor individuals over a 3-year period, provides evidence to support these claims. Corley found that many successful individuals who grew up in poverty were motivated by their circumstances to work harder and become more successful. As Corley states, poverty can either beat you down or make you stronger. And for these self-made millionaires, it was their desire to succeed that propelled them to transform themselves. Although nothing can justify the reasons behind innocent beings suffering traumatic experiences, their ultimate sacrifice of enduring these pains and choosing the direction towards growth creates individuals who will eventually serve as phenomenal leaders, mentors, and role models that young individuals may look up to for guidance and motivation as they push through their own personal challenges that mirror similar circumstances. While loss, poverty, and racism can be tough to navigate, they can provide individuals with the chance to cultivate important characteristics such as resilience, adaptability, and empathy. The quote, "Consider that everything which happens justly, and if thou observe it carefully, thou wilt find it to be so," by Marcus Aurelius, a 2nd century CE Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, emphasizes the necessity of approaching hardship with a good attitude, as it may lead to a better understanding of the purpose of such encounters. The lessons learned through overcoming such obstacles may be used to build a solid foundation for success in all facets of life. Through the development of these beneficial values, individuals can not only overcome adversity, but also use it as a tool to create a positive impact on society. Ultimately, while adversity can be intimidating, developing beneficial values can help individuals manage these obstacles and grow stronger on the other side. Thank you.
9:30. So I think you're going to have to clip something. You need to, I don't know if that's your whole paper that you read, but your PowerPoint's good, but you sat on some slides. I love the beginning. The Maya Angelou was good. And then right away you brought in the picture. Could you go back to that picture really quick?
Oh, Maya Angelou?
No, that one. Adaptability from loss. Okay. Loss of income, loss of lives, loss of.
This was loss of jobs. But
Okay, but you could, this is loss of jobs, but you could broaden that to, loss of economic status too. I mean, they lost everything.
Yeah.
So then keep going with your slides. So you're adapting from loss, resilience from poverty. That's also in the stimulus. Okay, a little odd, but I gotta ask. I'm not sure how this fit in, except for tell me what people did that were poor and didn't lose their teeth. They had to have done something. So what was the difference? I don't know. If you're using this article, you got to say why. Like, did you guys find this odd? Why did you incorporate it? I'm just wondering.
Because like when people in poverty might not always have like healthcare or like things to improve their health, so resilience can be used as.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what you didn't tell us what they did to not lose their teeth.
They were resilient. They're resilient people.
They pop them back in or what?
Huh?
No, they might. You said they're creative. You talked about creativity, but I'm thinking like, I wonder if they like. I mean, they were poor, but they didn't lose their teeth. They had to have done something. They had to have asked them the questions of what they did, what kind of action. It wasn't just because they were poor that they didn't lose teeth. That's making it. I mean, I don't know what study you got it from.
It says that like since it's more vulnerable adults lost more teeth than more resilient. Yeah. I guess
Well, but I know, but there must be some explanation for that. Was it because stress made their teeth fall out? Was it because I don't know. It just seemed weird.
Yeah.
Just seemed weird.
I'll check.
But yeah, good. I enjoyed it. I liked your PowerPoint was really awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, Dylan.